Okay, we are recording to the cloud for our second class, COSA 252, April 19th, 2025. And I'll clear that out. Okay, so far so good. Let's get started. I am going to bring a brand new browser tab. We'll work from within the browser. I think I can get this going. Let's go to, let's go to LBCC. Let's see if I can log in to the portal. I do want to do the whole portal experience. I'm going to do both local, and we'll do it on Canvas as well, or Citrix as well. They want a OTP. That's fine. I'll get one. And that locks me in for a while anyways. Okay, nice. Don't need to save that. And let's go to our Canvas site, and we'll prep for this. I know it's Easter weekend, but this is an online class, so we're real flexible about this. Let's go to our section. Here we go, data analytics. Now I'm noticing that some students are catching up on their work, and I'll mention that. Let's go over here. I can collapse that. I'll mention that. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Normally I'll go to about 120%. So let's take a look. I'll highlight that. That makes it look nice. Absolutely. Go over here and take a look. Yes, there are a couple of assignments that are definitely coming up due tonight before midnight. Not too difficult. Most of you've done them. A couple still need to catch up on them. And I'll grade them. They're going to be available. And now I did these in class last week, last Saturday. I did them on the lab. So in that case, we can go back and look at that. Let me collapse all. Yeah, I collapsed them all. So the first thing I'll do is go to the class syllabus. I always do that. We'll double check and see where we're at. And quickly jump down to our 8-week calendar. Wow. Yeah, we're here in our second week. We've already done the first one. That was an intro, and we did a couple of assignments. We're just going to do, I think, we'll do an assignment today, and I'll bring some other stuff up too. Let's highlight, let me spotlight my video. That locks it in. So here we are on the 19th. Fine. And I'll try to keep an eye on our assignments because I want to mention that. Let's close that up and go back to our home tab. So I haven't got everything exposed yet, and I will pretty soon. I'll mention this, and I can do this right now, I think. Let's go to settings. As an administrator of a site, I can adjust the navigation settings and even bring this up. There we go. That'll just allow you to see it. It's far enough in now. So let's go back home. And I'll change to student view because we're going to do that. So we've already looked at the syllabus. Now, let me collapse everything. And last Saturday, of course, I did a recording, and here's the link. And I'll put a recording every week in this module, and you can go and review it. Now, I know this little picture doesn't show up. The link is funny. Don't worry about that. Here's the video though. And if you click on it, and you can clear that message, and there's the subtitles. So here we go, our first class. I always put this. Okay, I'm just saying that's the class. I'll turn off the subtitles right now, and you can go and watch it in YouTube as well. Class is fine. You can
Put this
maximize
on
this
the
out,
board.
put it full screen. I normally try to make pretty decent to identify the class, and then I normally make pretty decent YouTube videos. The quality ought to be good enough. I normally do 1080. So let's get into some of the stuff that I was doing. This is about an hour into the lecture, and I'm just showing you some of the features and an overview of Tableau. And we also, I think we went in and did some stuff with the licensing, and we got the license all set up. So you should be able to download and access Tableau Desktop on your own computer with a key that'll activate it for, longer than this class will last. And I also showed you how the Citrix computer works, and that already has Tableau installed on it. I showed you how to do these homework assignments. I pasted both of them in, I think. Yeah. So I showed you how to do the whole shot. So for those of you that are trying to get the homework done, it's not that bad, but it's not the kind of thing that you can jump in and do at the last second. So I'm hoping that those of you that haven't done the first two yet can get those in. That was kind of fast. I realize that. I think I can, I'll deal with it. I need to make them fast. I may extend the due date because I know it's an 8-week class, but it sort of has to run that way. So there's the YouTube video. Let me get out of that. YouTube video's fine. And it did show, let's go back to modules, and it did show the assignments. You know what? Here's what's going on. So there's the weekly recordings. I showed you how to access this stuff, but I added 2 new items, and we're going to talk about that a little bit today. I sent you an email this morning about I do have a cloud site, and I'll show you how you can get on that, but you have to get a Tableau account and then let me know and give me the email address, and I'll add you to our cloud site. So we did section 1, sort of. These 2 are due tonight, but I may extend that. I may extend them all to May 3rd. But let's take a look. This is the 19th. I may extend these 2 instead of the 19th. I may extend them to the 26th. And then we're going to do assignment tonight that'll be due on the 3rd. So I think I'll change the due dates on these to the 26th. I think that's reasonable. And that'll give us 2 weeks to do it instead of 1. These are pretty simple though. Okay. Uh, we're going to do this one tonight. I don't think we'll do anything else because we're going to go and look at cloud. And so that will be our assignment. We'll do that tonight. That's going to be due May 3rd. I tell you what, I'm going to go back to instructor view, and I'm going to go down here to section 1, and I'm going to change the due date on these 2. So instead of April 19th, I'll edit this. I'll go down here and change the due date. There we go. Instead of the 19th, I'll push it 1 week ahead to the 26th. That way you can get that done and in. So I just push the due date ahead on that. All right, let's go back to modules. We'll go down here to section 1 and we'll do this one. I'll change the due date on that to the 26th. I'll push that ahead. This is what faculty do when they're working on assignments. Let's push that 1 week ahead to the 26th and 1 week ahead to the 26th. Perfect. That gives everybody a chance to move that ahead. These are not hard to do. They're real simple, but yeah, it'll take you 20 or 30 minutes to do it. But remember, I I exactly did this in my week 1 recording. Okay, so we're good on that. All right. Now, I want to get into this assignment right here, but I'm not going to do it yet. Now, this assignment is based on these. This is the actual ebook. This assignment's based on this ebook, and so I'm going to do it. But first, I want to talk to you about Tableau Cloud. I do have a cloud site set up. I can add you to the cloud site. Let me show you what it looks like. So for instance, let's say you're a student and you emailed me and said, add me to the cloud site. So here's how it would happen. You'd go over here and click on this link. The URI is COSA 252. So let me see if I can get in. And I created some fake student email, so I'm going to actually click on it. There's the link. Sign into Tableau Cloud. Nice. This explains how to do it. All right. Sign into Tableau Cloud. This is just this tells you how to do it. All right. So I'm going to sign in. I'll just go to Tableau Cloud. There it is. There's the login page. I guess I can use that as a login. In fact, I tell you what I'll do. I'm going to copy this and I'll go back to this page. I'm going to edit this page. Here's a link to the guide. And I'll even edit this. And here is the login page. And I'll just paste it right in there. Okay. So let me save that. I'll prove that it works. I always have to prove that it works. So this is the Tableau guide about cloud, how to sign in, and this is the actual sign in. There it is. Now, I have an identity that I already have set. I added myself as a trial student. There it is. I use an email address. I'm going to sign in. Now, the password is there, but that's not all. I'm going to have to sign in, and now it's going to require an MFA. So I've got my cell phone out and I've got my authenticator. So I'll go over here to my Tableau and type in the code. And that should get me in. Hey, I'm verified in. So I'm now in the Tableau cloud space, and our cloud space is called COSA. I think if you click on it, it's COSA 252. Comes up there to COSA 252. That's our class. Now, it has some stuff in here, and you can start working on stuff if you want. For instance, what if you wanted to make your own? Well, you want to do some stuff. You can upload a workbook or download Tableau Desktop, download Prep Builder. That's the kind of thing. Now, remember, in the first week's video, I showed you how to get your licensing. So go in and watch for that. Those keys are there. So wait, I'm going to go over here and say new. I want to do a new workbook. Okay. And I have to connect to data. So I'm going to have to actually grab it. I'm going to get a file. Drag and drop a file or upload from computer. Well, hang on. What kind of file? Well, you can do stuff with it. You already have Tableau Desktop, so you don't have to worry about uh, doing Tableau stuff. This is just a cloud element for when you want to publish something to show to other people. But let's go back and I'll give you an example. So let's just say, let's go back here and I'll say, well, you have to ask me if to get in. I'll show you in a second. So let's go back to modules. Let's just pretend. I'm going to say, I want to play with some data, and I have a little data file right here, and I'm going to right click and save link as. It's a file. I'm going to download no, that's not the file. Cancel. I'm going to have to click on it. This is my Pokemon data file. Now I'm going to click right here and download it. And I'm going to download it here to downloads. It's called Pokedex. So that's just a file. Yeah, all right. Now remember, I've already logged in to my Tableau cloud and I'm creating a new, well, I want to get a file and I'm going to actually upload that Pokedex file. That's my data source file. Let's see if I can find it. It's probably down here in, oh, come on, downloads. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, Pokedex. So I'm going to upload that file. Nice. Now, you want to save your uploaded file? It's available in your editing session, but will not be saved to your draft. Yes, I want to publish it and save it. Now, my workbook would be Johnny's Johnny's Pokemon data. I'm just going to say that's fine. And I'm going to put it somewhere personal space, private to me. But I could save it too. I'm going to put it over here in default. Maybe location is default. That's fine. And show sheets as tabs. And I'll say publish. So I've got data. And now I can play with it. I can do anything I want to. For instance, well, I want to do some work with Pokemon. So first of all, I want to put the Pokemon name over here in rows. There we go. And these are the different types of Pokemon. And I'm gonna put, how about weight? Oh, weight. I'm gonna put weight over here in columns. Nice. So now I've got weight. But I want to change how it looks. And so I'll go over here and pick, I don't know, I'll pick a type of graph. All right. So I've got some weight, and I'll put the weight over here in columns. Nice. Let's maximize it out, see what we've got. All right, I'll spread this out, maybe show hide, do some sort of manipulation fit. Let's fit width. Okay. Well, that's not bad. I'm going to have to work on it. I'm going to see what happens. Put that into color. I probably should have put that into color. Maybe I should have put it into size. Yeah, maybe. So I'm going to have to do some work on this. Yeah, not bad. I'm going to look at this in different ways to see if I can get some sort of data. And I'll publish it for now, or maybe I won't. I'll just leave it alone. I'm going to quit and log out. Okay, sign out. So that's cloud. Now let me show you how cloud looks like from my side. I'm the teacher. I can run the cloud. So let me get in and show you. And of course, my URI is COSA 252. Now you won't log in this way because I'm giving you a direct login. And now I'm going to have to sign in. There we go. And I probably have to provide an MFA again, and that's okay. I have a MFA for me because I have different MFAs for my different roles as a teacher. I think that ought to get me in, so I'll verify. But let me explain. This is a dashboard you won't see. I'll see it. In other words, so let's say I have a user that a student emails me and they say, a student emails me and said, hey, I want to play around with Tableau Cloud. I need to learn it. And so I go over here as a teacher and I go to users. Well, and we've got some other teachers that are in here. There's one, and I can add a user. Okay, by username. Usually I'll select their MFA because that's probably going to be it, or they'll receive an invite that contains a link to the site and instructions. So I'll probably make it a Tableau, and then I'll put in your email and I'll give it to you and I'll add you as a user. And then you'll get an email and you can set up the rest of your account and we'll figure it out. This is different from the last time, so I can even give you Explorer, or I won't give you site administrator, but I can give you a creator role so that you can make stuff, or an Explorer, but we'll work on it. I'll cancel that out. So yeah, if you email me with the email that you want to use or that you already have a Canvas account with, we can work with it. I have 100 open spots, well, 97 now. So I've got plenty. And in the fall when Clarissa teaches it, she'll refresh everything and have everything set up. So that's how that works. Now, we had a student asking about how do I get data? Well, there's all kinds of places to get data sets to play with. I'll recommend a site. So let me log out here. I'm gonna get out of Cloud and just close it. So we're gonna come back to here in a second. If you're really looking for data sets, I recommend Kaggle data set. How about, I'm just going to say Kaggle data set, Minecraft composting data set, piracy data set. Wow, interesting. So how about Kaggle? Uh, how about Kaggle sets basketball? Yeah, it's a whole, you can grab all kinds of stuff. Now, if you want to do Kaggle, of course, you have to register an account, sign in. You can get a lot of stuff. And you can play around with data. You can go crazy on it. There's all kinds of data sets. They even have competitions. So that's fine. And I think I got some of the Pokemon stuff from Kaggle. So, and there's other places that I will show you in the future. For instance, for instructors, I'll definitely go to California Community College's Data Mart. I can go over here and say, well, I want faculty and staff. I need information. And so I can go over here and grab it. Where's my Data Mart? Somewhere. Uh-oh, let's go back. I'm not going to do it today, but here's the Data Mart. Enrollment status. How about FTES? Wow, nice. So, or success rates. We'll go to success rates. So what I can do is I can use this and export a giant data set. I still have to clean it up, but I can bring it into Tableau and work with it. Now, I'm going to do that a little bit later on because I do have a couple of people from colleges here and they may want to see how to do it. And we're going to play around with this a little, but not today. We're going to keep it simple today. You might be able to find a Valorant data set. You can certainly find competitive gaming data sets. Uh, Very likely there's some out there. All right. So, yes, if you send me an email and you say in the email, I would like to be in the cloud. Here is the email address I want to use. And I mean, basically you just send me an email saying, uh, and I guess on the subject line, and make sure to include your student ID, and you can say Tableau, make sure to include your student ID, but give me in text so I can copy it. Give me in text the email address that you're going to use and I recommend that you use an email address as a sign in for Tableau, but that's what I would suggest. And so then I'll put you on and I'll make you a creator and you can mess around with cloud stuff. You can't always do everything with other people's stuff, but there are some options. So there it is. Okay, no problem. We're going to get into section 1, and this is the one that we're doing. Now, I'm going to do it first here on my local screen, and then I'll do it on Citrix. So we'll do it twice. So here we go. We're going to get this started. Now, I'm going to go over, take a look at this assignment. And I'm going to be switching back and forth between this and Tableau. I'm going to run them both on the screen. Well, that doesn't look good. It's just the way these things work. I can't close that. All right. So working with a local airline, I have to clean up their data. And I looked at the data and it's kind of messy. I'm going to have to clean it up, but I can use Tableau to help me clean up the data. Well, they do have this as a sample data file, but I gave you a download. So if you want to download files, and I would recommend in Canvas, only click this little line right here, this little thing. That's your direct download link. So I'm going to download that. And if it's not too big, I'm going to take a look at it because I always like to look at the raw data. So I'm going to click on that. All right, I'm going to put it's in downloads, it's flight data. Okay, I'm going to save it. Here's my browser, and I'm going to go over here and take a look at my flight data file. Now, it's a XLSX file, so it'll certainly open up in Excel. Now, let me grab it. Uh-oh, Excel's going crazy on me. I'll have to change the size. So right now it's not even enabling me to edit, but I don't care. I'm just going to use it. So let me open it up. All right, so here's my data file. Oh, it's got these two extra, it's got little titles here. It's got junk down here. Huh. However, it's got resolved incidents. Remember, this is flight data resolved incidents. Okay, I'm not real clear on it, but I guess a certain employee is responsible at a certain location to resolve any incidents listed in airline flights, I guess. All right. And it's got how many worksheets in this workbook? It's got 1, 2, 3, 4. Most of them are pretty similar. This is ideal, and all this has is the date and the employee and the resolved incidents. So it's got like 4 worksheets. They're not all super clean, but all right. I guess I kind of get it. And look how they're grouped up. This is like January 1st. This one is what? October 1st, November 1st. All right. And for each employee, for each day, they have the number of incidents. Okay. So I'm not really confident. This isn't bad either. It's showing me by employee, but some of these look kind of funny the way they've got them broken up. All right. It's not perfect data. It looks a little bit irregular, like there's some mistakes, but this is what we've got to work with. Let's see if we can't make sense out of it. They gave us this on purpose. They knew it was a little bit messy. We're going to do more, but I'm just going to close this. I'm not going to save it. All right, so I downloaded it. Okay, fine. Now that I downloaded it, let's go over here and start Tableau. And I've got Tableau right over here on my desktop, so I'm going to double click on it and I'm going to open it up. Come on, Tableau. There's Tableau. Desktop. Now, remember, I'm going to do this in Citrix as well, and I'll do it faster in Citrix. Okay, now remember the file that we got? That was a Microsoft Excel file, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to grab it. It's in downloads. Okay, fine. And I'm going to open it up. Now, here's the deal. I know that my data is messy. I'm going to have to clean it up. But the good for us, I know that there's a tool called Tableau Prep Builder, and that's really lets you get in and clean up data. Personally, I can do most everything I need using Excel, but Tableau Desktop also has a pretty decent little tool here called Data Interpreter. I'm going to use that. Why not? Click on it. Let me do that. I'm going to clean this data up. Come on, use data. And there we go. Now, it cleaned it up, and we're going to click on review the results, and it's going to tell me kind of what it did. Well, this is the key for the interpreter, and they're telling me how they interpreted it. Remember, this wasn't originally in the Excel file. Tableau put all this stuff in to tell us. Oh, nice. And there's the key. Data is interpreted as values. Data has been excluded. Well, let's take a look. Resolved incidents. All right. There's the data. They cleaned up some stuff that they didn't want. Here's the resolved incident subtable, and there's just the data. Oh, we like it. And then here's tiers, and then it's got some extra stuff, an ideal. I'm pretty happy. I think it cleaned it up. Now, I'm not going to save it. I'm just going to close it. All right. I think I've got it cleaned up. Now that we've got it cleaned up, let's take a look at our instructions. All right, let's do it. Drag the sheet ideal, because it's already on there, to the canvas. All right, here it is, ideal. I'm going to drag that right up over here because we're going to start to stage our data. Okay, that looks all right, although I can actually see the data. All it is the date of the incident, the employee, and how many incidents that they did. Okay. The date is in date format. I can tell it's in date format right there. It's in date format, so we're good. Ideal is in text format, and this little hashtag means this is a numeric value that we can count, add, subtract, or whatever. But you can tell the employee is sort of divided up into two parts. One is location and the other is employee ID. And what they're telling us is this, and I'll mention this in our guide. Basically, our guide is saying, looking at the different data types, there's 3 different types represented. That's true. Don't worry, this graphic isn't the same. They're just trying to describe what metadata grid shows. In other words, this is our metadata grid. There's three types of data. There's a date type, there's a text type, and there's a numeric type. Okay, but there's something else going on that we have to watch out for. If you look at the data, you notice that the employee field is actually two pieces of information. It includes a location code and an ID number. So I'm going to split this. And you can do it in Tableau. You don't have to use Prep Builder unless it's really messed up. I'm going to split the column based on the hyphen delimiter. So let's actually split it. Let's see what happens. I'm going to go over here and go into Tableau, and I'm going to say, this employee right here, and here's the little down arrow key. I'm going to say, hey, I want to split this. And look, it split it just right. It found it. Now, obviously, I have to rename this. You can't call it employee split one. So I'm just going to click on this little arrow and rename it. I believe we want to call it location. And then I'll go over here and we'll rename this and we'll call it employee ID. So ID. So that's a lot nicer. Now, here's the thing. Our original data is still in that spreadsheet. We haven't changed anything. We're just extracting stuff out of it. We're going to in a second. Right now, we're just changing the view. However, I've got some other data. Remember, this is just the date and the employee and the number of resolved incidents. Okay, we have another field that gives us some more detail, and they're going to explain what's going on. I'm going to rename the fields. I did that. We're going to take a look at the data grid, take a look at our visualizations. Employee ID set up. Field names can be changed. However, I want to add additional details on how many incidents occur each month based on location. So I have another table called the resolved incidents table that has some additional information, but it's got a similar column, and we're going to create a relationship. All right, no problem. Let's take a look. So I have another table called resolve incidents right over here. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to drag it, and it automatically will find a relationship because resolved incidents has an employee column. That's true. And ideal has an employee column. So Tableau knew that it was related. Let's take a look at resolved incidents. I just want to see it. So, and not bad. Resolved incidents are right there. And it's got them by employee, and it has it set over across by date. That may give me some additional ways to compare, but I'm going to say okay on that. Now, we've made a relationship, but I'm going to mention something. I can change the relationship. Instead of just having it a live relationship, I can do some kind of fancy stuff. And well, I can, instead of having a relationship, which is what we did, and it shows that it's related on the employee table, I can do a different type of join. And I can go over here, open physical layer, and I'm going to show you this, and they show you the examples. And here's how you do it. I'm going to get rid of my resolved incidents. And then I'm going to open the ideal table to look at the physical layer, and then I'll drag the resolved incidents to the canvas. So just briefly, I'll show you this. So I'm going to go over here and get rid of this. I'm just going to remove it. Right now I'm going to open this up. And now we're in sort of a physical layer. Now I'm going to go to resolved incidents and drag this over. And you'll notice it creates this weird type of database relationship. This is called an inner join. In other words, it's going to show me rows where employee IDs equal to employee ID. Okay. If you want to change the way that it relates, and here's the standard. Now, how about this one? Includes all of my employees and all matches from the other table, even if they are blank. Or includes all values on the right table, resolved incidents, even if there's no matching employee number. And you'll even see it changes the number of rows depending upon what kind of join. But we aren't going to mess with that. And that's just an example. So if you want to get back to where you were, here's your little back arrow right here. I don't need to do this. I'm just showing you that's a different way to join data. Sometimes you want to join it that way, and sometimes you want to join it the other way. Let's go back. And let's go back. Employee ID. Oh, let me close this. All right. So here we go. We're joined. We're fine. There's my relationship. That's where we want to be. And if I go over here and check, you'll see I have location and employee ID. So I'm ready. I've got my data staged pretty good. My original spreadsheet hasn't been changed. It's still sitting there. My original spreadsheet is, let's take a look, downloads. My original spreadsheet's just sitting there. I just brought the data in and I'm cleaning it. I haven't changed anything in the original stuff. Okay, fine. Now, and this was just an example. You don't have to do this part. You can jump down to pivot. So if you look at the resolved incidents table, you'll notice they've got, wait a minute, it's kind of wide. And this is kind of funny. Tableau prefers that a table is taller than it is wider. So what I want to do is I want to sort this and pivot it. That means turn it over on its side. I'm going to show you how to pivot it. Well, right now in resolved incidents, let me click over here. This is kind of what I have. I have the employee number, and let me move this over. And then I have all these dates. And you'll see I have 1/1, 2/1, 3/1. For every month of the year, I've got resolved incidents. Well, I'd rather have these go down rows and have these on top, because what it'll do is it'll change it to a more narrow table. Okay, let's try it. Here's what they say in the guide. First, click on your first, don't click over here, click on your first date column, and then let's go all the way over to the last date, and this, just do a shift click. That way you've got them all. Now, stay over all the way on the right. I'm sorry, stay on the right. You've selected all your dates. And then over here on the right, click on this button and just say pivot. Now, look what we've got. Employee number 2 and all of his dates. Employee E55, all of their months. Employee B66. So now we only have 3 columns, more rows, but that's what we want. So I've pivoted it to give me a look. And you can always experiment by going either way and making copies and having them both ways. Oh, wait a minute. So I did it. I pivoted. And I need to rename the pivot field values to resolved incident and rename the incident date and change it to a date because I'm now going to change these right here. All right, then let's fix it. Remember, incident date's going to have to be changed to a date format. This is incident date, so I'm going to have to rename it to, let's rename it to incident date. And I definitely have to change it to a date format, date right there. And my pivot field values, I think I'm going to have to rename them. What did they say to rename them to? Resolved incident. And you can't say incidents. You have to say incident because there's another column that already uses the word incidents. All right, resolved incidents it is. I'll change the name. We'll rename it to resolved incident. And it's already a value type data. Okay, nice. So we've got a lot of this stuff staged. We're not quite done yet, but we can do some work with it. Let's go take a look. Now that I've got my data kind of cleaned up and ready, there's something important. I want to extract the cleaned up data to another file. I'm going to extract it, and I'm going to rename it flight data extract. So take a look at the steps. We're going to go up, click on the radio button, click the edit. We're going to extract it. Option to select physical layers is grayed out. We don't want it. We don't want to do a join or union or any physical tables. We're just going to grab it. Review the options, simplify data, hide all unused fields. That's fine. And we're going to fix it. So here we go. I've got all this ready and it's cleaned up. I'm going to go over here and click on extract. And I'm going to click on edit just to double check. Yep, there it is. Data storage, logical tables, no filters, no data aggregated. I haven't done anything fancy. All right. And I'm going to hide the unused fields. Okay, let's save the settings. All right. Hang on though. Now you'll notice down here by sheet 1, if I click on this, it's going to open up a little save document, and I want to call this flight data extraction 1. That means I can work with that in the future. If I want to go back to my original flight data and do a different extraction, I can. Nice. So we've extracted it, and now we've jumped over here to sheet 1. Our data source is from the extraction. You can even see from 419. Let's go over here to our sheet 1. I want to rename that sheet, and I think they told us to yeah, we're going to rename it to incident heat map. All right, let me see if I can copy the text over. No, that's hard to copy. Incident heat map. I want to do a heat map. This is what I want you to do and turn it in. So your data's all staged. Let's go over here and fix it up. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to rename it to incident heat map. Perfect. Now I'm going to look at my data. I'm thinking to myself, did he give me an example? Can I work from the example? Well, I kind of did. So I'm going to put employee over here and day on top. There's a trick. So remember, employees on the row and day is on the column. All right, let's take a look. Employee, where's my employee? Wait a minute. Where's my data? My data source has got to be here. Measure names, measure values. Is it there at all? There's my data source. Uh-oh. Nothing showing up. Well, I did extract it. This is crazy. Incident heat map, nothing is there. Analytics, this is strange. I did, and I saved it. Well, let me go take a look. All of a sudden, okay. Notice a new description under the extract button. New description provides details. When the last extract was performed. With sheet 1 open, do the following. Okay, let's take a look. Where did I mess up? Well, that certainly doesn't look like it's supposed to. Let's go back. Well, there it is. I've got it. I extracted it. Oh, let's edit. I don't want to hide unused fields. I'll save settings. Let's refresh the extraction. I tell you what, extract will contain all data. Yeah, all right. Let's try it. Is it there now? What happened to my data sources? Let's go back, 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 back. And resolve the incident. I got that set up. Let's go back. No, I'm going to go back and fix it. So now I'm going to say extract. I'm going to edit. I'm going to save my settings. And it should show up down here. Yeah, it will. And I'm going to say flight data extraction 1. Save it. Yeah, I want to replace it. Ah, and there it is. Sheet 1 is fine. So now I don't know what happened. I'm going to rename it to incident heat map. So I've got this set up. Now, what I want down here in resolved incidents, we'll start with that one. Resolved incidents, I think I'm going to put employee, I'll put right over here in rows. There's my employees. Now, resolved incidents right here. I'm going to put over here in columns. Oh, okay, that's nice. Now, I'm going to take a look over here in the show me field. I'm going to look at some of my choices. Dimensions or measures. I'm going to try this one right here. Hey, I like that. Problem is, I'm going to have to fix the date in resolved incidents. We're going to take a look. Let's go back over here and look at my example and see how I did it. Incident date is right up there in the columns. So let's put incident date up. That's how I did it in the past. So let's go to incident date right up here. Now I'm going to have to change it, and be careful. This is kind of a trick. If you mess around over here, it's not going to give you anything. Go all the way down here to where it has the date next to it. That's going to show your heat map. Now I'm going to change the way uh, my graph looks, and I'm going to click over here, and that's going to kind of give me a color variation, and the higher numbers are darker. So I'm happy with that. I can change my standard to entire view, so it's filled up. In other words, I'm doing pretty good. I can put some, remember, some has already been put in color, and some has also already been put in into label. So all of this information is here. I just dragged in employee and day. You can do more, but let's do this first. And I'm going to change my color over here. I'm going to click on color. Let's edit colors. I'd like a nicer color combination. I'm going to pick, I don't know, let's go red-green diverging. Maybe that'll look nice. And I'll say apply. And it's going to give me an idea if I start looking at employees, and there's my heat map, and the higher the number that's resolved, the better, and the lower it's in red. Now there's different ways of looking at it, but I want you to play around with this. But hang on. What if I were to take away employee? Say, I don't want employee. What I want is location. Really? Yeah, let's see if we can put location over here. Does that help? Location A? Wow. Location B is better. Location C is good. You really have some options. You can change what it looks like if you go over here and you can say, well, I want to show some things in terms of, you know, maybe a slightly different look. Okay, I'm not going to go crazy on that. Tell you what we'll do. Instead of locations, I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to take away location and I'm going to put back in employee ID. There's an employee ID we can put right here if we want. And that's how it'll fit. Now, employee ID from the ideal table is not the same as employee from the resolved incidents table. Well, it kind of is, but you'll notice it shows up a little different. Now, I want you to go and say entire view. That's the fit. Close the show me. I'm going to make this look a little nicer. This is what I want you to do, but I encourage you to find a slightly different color theme. Find something that you like. I'm going to go temperature diverging right here. Oh, nice. So I'll I don't need this. I can actually hide this. I'm not going to hide it, but you can. So I'm going to move this over a little bit, and I'll move this over and move this over. But this is the basic screen clip. This is what I want to see. And if all you want to show me is the central area, that's fine, because you can certainly go over here. Remember, this is a sheet. You can create another worksheet with a different set of data and even a new dashboard. So I'm going to go to the second worksheet. I'm going to say, okay, I've got another sheet that I want to work on, but this time I just want location in the rows and resolved incident up here in the columns. I want to see it. I'm going to change the way that it looks. I'm going to change it into a graph. That's not very big. I'd like to see it a little bit bigger. I wish I could make that bigger. Well, let's take a look. I'm going to fit the entire view. All right. But I also want some information on it. How about resolved incident? Can I put that up into the label? Yeah. And can I put maybe what else into the label? Employee? Can I put that into the label? Yeah. So you can do a couple of different things with the same data. And then once you get that done, you can go over here to, wait a minute, we'll go to a new dashboard. And I can say, hey, this new dashboard, I want to bring in my heat map. And I'm going to put that on the dashboard. So let's insert. Where's my material? There we go. I'm going to put my heat map on the dashboard right here, and then I'll put sheet 2 down here. I've got this nice little combination thing going on. But what I want from you is the incident heat map. That's all I need. So let me submit it. Now that this is going in Tableau, let me go up here. And remember, you can always start from the beginning. And if it doesn't work, and keep on trying. I think one of the tricky parts was when we formatted that, and I'll even show you. Oh, that's not good. When we were changing the day, and I know I had a student really just had a fit. They went down here today and they were picking this, and it just wasn't working out for them because it just picked a number. You have to go all the way down here to show the date, not the day number, but the actual date. Otherwise, and if it's not spreading out, of course, go over here and check your view. Okay, let me get a snip. So I'm going to go down to my Windows button and say snipping tool. And I'm going to grab a snip, and that's fine. And I'll just make a new snip, and I'll grab most of it. It'll be pretty big. I mean, I don't mind it. Canvas can handle it. And I'm going to copy it. There we go, right there. I'm going to copy the snip. Now that I've copied the snip, I can simply go, I'm going to start my assignment. And I'm going to say, here is the, what is this, a worksheet? Here is the report, and I'll just paste it in. So let's do it. I'm going to say, just right click and paste. I don't even have to worry about it. Fits fine. All right, nice. I did it. So that takes care of that. I'm going to submit the assignment. Now, really fast, we're going to do the same thing, I hope, in Portal Guard, and I'll do it super fast. So I'm going to go over here. Let's go over here and do this. I'm going to click on Citrix Student Labs. I'll do this super fast. Yeah, the error was from hiding things. It was. Don't hide stuff. So I'm going to go to COS. There we go. Office Lab. Now, Tableau used to have flight data as part of. Oh, that was fast. Wow. No, I don't need to. They don't need to see my camera. So let's go to Tableau. Let's see if flight data actually is, I think it used to be in the sample file. I don't know if it is anymore. Welcome to Microsoft Teams. Leave me alone. All right. Now I'm going to open up. Let's take a look. I want to see if I have any samples I can open. Are there any samples? There used to be. Sample Superstore World Indicators. No. So I need to find it. It was an Excel file. I know it's not going to be there. I can probably look. There's my Tableau repository. English. Is it in there? Sample Superstore. No. Is it in my archive? No. All right. So guess what I have to do in my let me put it full screen so it looks normal. Aren't you going to go full screen on me? Wow, it won't go full screen. All right. Panning mode. No, I want full screen mode. There we go. Okay, it won't do it. So let me open it up. I'm going to open up and Firefox is saving. Firefox does it every time. That's because this is a non-persistent machine. So you have to play this game every time to start up a browser. All right. Now, should I go and get uh, or can I just find it on the internet? Flight XLX, where is it? You know what? I'll go to Tableau. Maybe I can get it. Flight incident data set. Is that it? No. Class 2, flight data. Maybe. Tableau public. Is it there? Can I get no, can I get the data? Because they already did it. It's public. I'm gonna have to go to my site then. Darn it. So where am I at? Let's go to let's go to, I have to log in, dismiss, turn off, come on Canvas. I'm going to have to revalidate the whole thing again. Wow, do I have to do that? Well, maybe. They're just crazy. All right. Well, and I have to get in. This is because they're afraid of getting ransomed. 974-951, and I can't blame them. And it's not going to get any easier. All right, I'm in. This is Citrix. Let me move this down a little bit. There we go. So there's my dashboard. I'll just go into the same thing super fast. I need the file. That's all I need. Let's go down here to, where was it? Yeah, there it is. Let me grab it. I've got the file. It is right there. Flight data. Let me download it. And this is Canvas. So there it is. Perfect. All right. So I can close Tableau. I think we can remember. And here's Tableau. We got it set up. So I'm going to go over here to Microsoft Excel. I'm going to go to downloads and I'm going to open it up. And we know how this works in Tableau. We did it before. So I'm going to use data interpreter first. Nice. I'm going to drag ideal over. One of the first things that I've got to do is clean up my employee, and I'm going to click on that and say, hey, I want to split that. Okay, fine. And I'm going to split it into a location. That's my location. So I'll rename that to location. I'll go over here and rename this to ID. So far, so good. I think we're in pretty good shape. Now, I'm going to now drag in resolved incidents, and it'll create a relationship. I don't have to fight with it. But now that the relationship is sort of set and prepared, remember, what did we have to do with this? I don't think there was any major problems, although I remember that I had to click on all of these columns and then pivot them, just the date columns. And then when I pivoted them, I had to change this from ABC to a date. And I had to change it to, I forget, incident date, I guess. Let me rename it to incident date. And this over here was um, resolved incident. So I'll do that. We'll rename it to resolved incident. All right, everything was staged, but I absolutely wanted to extract it, go down here and edit and say, yeah, that's all fine, and save the settings. Now, once those are saved and I go down here and click on worksheet, it will ask me to type in flight data extract one, because I may come back and do more extracts, but I'll leave it in data sources for now because it doesn't have to go anywhere. Okay, now I'm in sheet one. I'm going to rename my sheet to incident heat map. And like before, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to get the incident date. I'm going to put that up on columns, but I've got to change that from year down here to the actual date. Okay, great. Now we're going to go to resolved incident and drag that over to rows. Okay, but I want to give them some color and I want to put this over here. Now watch what happens when I pick this particular style. And you'll notice that it automatically put color and some over here in this. But if I want rows to be incident, resolved incidents, oh, I got to put employee. So let's go over here to employee right here and put them in. There we go. And I've got my data. And we confirmed that it does work in Tableau. So here's what I'll work on. I know that I had some Pokemon stuff in there, and I'll mention this, and I'm going to try to do it, but I may have to use an AI tool to do it. So I'll give you an example. And now, obviously, we did it. It works in I don't need to save it. It obviously works in Citrix, so I can get out of Citrix. So I'm going to disconnect. So I'll bring this up. So I'm out of here. I'm out of here. We submitted this. The thing that I'm mentioning is this, and I'll show you. But let's open up the Pokedex file just for fun. Where's Pokedex? So I do have a Pokedex CSV file. So open it up and look at it. Wow. And guess what? It is every Pokemon. ID, name, height, weight, HP, attack, defense, and info. Problem is I'd like to have an image. I'm going to have to maybe create a database that contains images. That's not easy, but you can do that. Well, I need all the images. Do I have an image data set? Well, I kind of do. I can go and get one from Kaggle. I think there's a image data set, complete Pokemon image data set. Now, hang on. So what is this? You can download it. Sure, if you sign up for generations 1 through 8. So I'd have to be careful. There's 2,500 labeled images, but they're in each image is in its own folder. So here's a folder, and that's the name of the folder. And inside the folder, yeah, there's the images, but they just have numbers. So what I need to do in the real world, and I'm not going to do it in this class because it's way too scary. What is this? My snipping tool. But I'll give you an outline of what's going on. So let's just pretend, and we know that we've got this, and I'll draw this, I'll make this sort of close. So we know we've got data, but I have to get it set up right. Tableau won't go all the way with me. So what I might have to do is this. So I've got all my files, image files, and they're all in little folders. And that's fine. All my Pokemon images. I also have a single table that has all of the Pokemon stats and their descriptions. All right. So I've got these objects that I have to clear out, and I've got a table. But what I really want is I have to combine them into something that can hold both tables and objects. It's going to have to be a database. Tableau won't do it. Power BI won't do it. So can I create a database that contains a table and a linked image that will link the Pokemon ID from each folder to the row and put everything together in a database? Now, once I have it in a database, then I can go over here to Tableau and I can create like a graphic that shows a picture that is equal to the size of how strong the character is. But before I get this database staged, I've got to combine these two. And I probably need to use maybe an AI tool that's going to look at both of these. And I probably have to use Python and an AI tool that uses Python to automatically do it, because I'm not going to do 2,000 images by hand. And this is university level stuff, but we'll see. Maybe somebody's already done it. And maybe I can ask AI to write the code. If I tell them what I've got, then once I've got my database, then I can go crazy over here in Tableau. Now, interesting exercise, but we probably won't be able to get that done. We're going to work on school data that I'm going to download from the chancellor's office. But that's just an aside. All right. Let me know if you want in the cloud. I will certainly set you up. We did our heat map. That's no problem. I'll close this. Save the changes? Nah, I don't need to save the changes. It's easy enough to put together. And yes, send me an email and I will. And if you want to get on with Kaggle, yeah, they have all kinds of data sets. Absolutely. No problem. We'll close that and we'll close this and I'll close this and we'll even close our Pokedex. Don't save because it's fine. And we're going to shut it down for the night. There we go. I got a couple of cameras. So let me turn off the recording. Okay, well, hopefully the video's gonna work because I'm connected to a really strong network connection, and it could be freezing on your side. Remember, this is UDP. It's called UDP Network Protocol, and so it will maybe freeze from you. Why Python? There's a question. Why would I use Python? And what's so big of a deal about Python? Good question for you data people. Why do we love to use Python? It's because instead of having to build the house myself, Python has these great little tools. So let me say, I got to build a house. I'm going to use Java or JavaScript. Well, I'm going to have to get the lumber out and nail everything together. Well, there may be some Python libraries that basically say, look, we have roof libraries and we have wall libraries and we have floor libraries, and just knock them together. I don't know. And I think they might have libraries that let you bring data images in to a database. Otherwise, I'd have to hand build it. Well, that's why programmers love Python. All right, let me turn off the recording because I got to get the recording up, and I'll put the recording up and you can watch it and review it. So let me stop the recording so I can process it. And for those of you that I only ever see in recording mode, I'll see you next time.